What is going on, Movie Meals? Movie Meals, back, baby. Look at this. We got a new setup. We're standing up. We got fancy things. Kyle's not here. I know it's been a minute. First, before I say anything, the fact that it's been a while since we made a video and the writers and actors have not been paid is atrocious and disgusting, and I'm livid about it. I legitimately, it ticks me off every single day. I can't handle it. Kyle and I aren't big. So we've talked quite a bit about it, and we don't get deals, we don't get any of that. So there are some things we're not going to talk about, some things we are. The One Piece live action just came out. I want to review it. I know a lot of other critics and such have reviewed it. I'm a big anime guy, big fan. I mean, you see a lot of Naruto and stuff back there. So I'm here to review it. Let's get into it here. One Piece. Thank you, Moo Meal patrons, Kimberly, Karen. Go get some merch. All linked down in the description. And definitely go support the writers and the actors. That's also linked down in the description. Do that before you subscribe to anything with us other than the channel. You can still toss a like, follow on the channel would be nice. But, yeah, One Piece. I was pleasantly surprised. I know a lot of people have been saying that they thought that this was, I've seen a lot of this is the best thing ever. It's definitely the best adaptation of an anime we've seen, but I don't know if it's the best. I mean, it's not an amazing show, but I did really like it. I'd love a season 2. I felt that all the performers did a phenomenal job with their characters. I decided to read. I'm not quite caught up to where Arlong Park is. I just finished this bad boy here a little bit ago, so I'm pretty much through Sanji, on our way to get Nami. But to be honest, after reading and watching, they did a really good job adapting. It's been years since I watched the show. I caught up when they were in just getting into Dressrosa is when I started one summer. I took the whole summer, basically the only thing I watched, and really caught up to it, watched it in the dub, then switched to the sub, and then Dressrosa's pacing was so bad I started reading it. I've been reading it ever since, kind of like what I did with Naruto, but I adored this show. I thought it was a pleasant surprise. I thought it was excellent. I think all the actors did a phenomenal job, especially the actor who plays Luffy, whose name is escaping me. Let me pull all that information up. But he was great. Ika Godoy, is that how you say it? I don't know. Emily Rudd, I've seen her get some praise, but I thought she was wonderful. I thought McKinney was great. I thought Taz was awesome. Everybody I literally liked all the characters. I thought Jeffrey Ward as Buggy was legit stealing the show. I thought the show was great. I think they did a really good job adapting. They definitely took some liberties that I wasn't expecting. There were some parts in the show that I wish we had seen. I wish we had seen Hawkeye's ship. I love when he just floats in the manga on the panel. And in the show on his little boat with the big cross behind him and the one flag. I think it's so eerie and so excellent. But they did a good job of bringing everything together, following the heart of the characters. And I think Oda is probably very proud of this. Obviously, I don't think he was ever going to release it if he wasn't. I know they took a lot of time and effort to make sure to get this right through him. I think that was really smart. We've heard creators like things before. The creator of Ghost in the Shell came out publicly in support of the live action movie that has been ridiculed, and I actually didn't mind it. As well as Cowboy Bebop, I know, I didn't mind. They're not great. I wouldn't even necessarily say they're good, but I didn't mind them. Where One Piece I really enjoyed. I would love a season 2. I'd love to see how they continue to handle Luffy's powers. Sometimes the stretching does look weird. It is something that looks weird in live action, but I've thought that ever since the original Fantastic Four movies back in the day. That's a hard thing to pull off. Everything else looked great. I mean, Zoro getting 3 swords, Sanji's with his kicks. I thought, they took away some things. We don't have the curly eyebrow, we don't have the long nose, but I think it makes sense, and I think it worked. There's a few things I didn't think worked. Obviously, I have my own little nitpicks, like I wish Mihawk came in on his ship. I wish we got a couple more things like that. There were a lot of characters, big characters, that were not in this, and I think they did a really good job adapting it. I do think the show struggled with darkness. I think it had a really hard time where it used darkness as a way to hide instead of a cinematic tool. And it makes sense with a show that has this much CGI. It happened in some of the fights. So I get why they chose to use the darkness to kind of make it look a little easier and a little better, but it stuck out to me in a poor way. And that is just one of my little complaints about the show overall, is just that the use of darkness I didn't think was great. Everything else I thought was really good. I'm curious what a season 2 looks like. How does Gear Second look? I'm curious to see how the fight against Crocodile would look in live action. I know one of the showrunners and writers is a huge fan of the property. I've seen him on TikTok with one of his friends who I follow, and he I think did a really good job. It's not going to be loved by every fan. There are things that got taken away that I'm sure some fans won't be able to sit on. Well, I think they did a good job. I would love to see how they continue the story. I hope it gets season 2. Please go support it. It's good enough, I think, to get fans interested, and I think that's a big thing. You shouldn't be adapting the show perfectly, and you shouldn't be adapting the manga differently. This is an adaptation, a live-action version of an amazing anime that already takes liberties from the manga, not as much, and vice versa. Sometimes the manga and the anime, they take liberties back and forth with each other. So I think for the liberties they took, they came up with a really great show that holds the spirit of One Piece together, and, Luffy still shines through the whole thing, and you want to follow him anywhere. He sticks to his friends. At times, some of the stuff gets a little cheesy in live action, but if you can put that aside, it turns out to be a really fun and really creative show that I really enjoyed. I really hope the fans watch it and support it, and I hope they pay their actors and writers, all those major studios, including you, Netflix, who's not giving the Breaking Bad or Weeds or all these people anything. What are you doing? What are you doing right now? Okay, come on. Anyway, guys, it's good to be back. Movie Meals, I've missed you. Thank you, Movie Meal patrons, Kimberly and Karen, and everybody else who supported us. Like, subscribe, and share. Please comment on this video, all those good things. And tell me what you thought down below. What did you think of the One Piece live action? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Let me know. And as always, thanks for watching, Mom, and we'll see you next time, guys.